Hey everyone, it's Dan from Orange County Pools and Wellis, New England. Congratulations, you may have just taken delivery of your brand new European design Wellis hot tub, or you may be in the market for one. One of the most important features of any hot tub is how you'll be operating it. Today, we'll be reviewing how to operate the touchpad, which is a standout feature on many of our Wellis hot tub models. The Gecko K1000 Touchpad is one of the most important features on your new Wellis hot tub. Let's talk about how to operate it and what its features and functionality are. The touchpad is very easy to operate. If you can operate a smartphone, you can operate this touchpad. To turn it on, press this white button. The Wellis logo appears. You move one Wellis symbol to the other, and the main screen turns on. Now that your main screen is open, let's talk about how to operate the pumps. Now, depending on your hot tub, you may have a 2-pump model. The model that we're showcasing today is a 3-pump model. The pumps are labeled number 1, number 2, and number 3. And to turn the pump on, all you have to do is press one of the buttons once. It will start to spin, and the jets will turn on. So by pressing the button, it turns the pump on. If you press the button, it will turn the pump on for exactly 15 minutes, then shut down its own. And you also have manual control over the pumps. By pressing the button a second time, it will turn those pumps off. Every Wellis hot tub comes with LEDs as standard, and to control the LEDs, it is the circle right below the main pump buttons. All you have to do is give that circle a press, and the LED lights will turn on. Now that you've pressed the LED button on, to cycle and change different colors, you just give it another press, and it'll go to the next color option. Some color options are solid, others are blinking color to color, and other options will fade color to color. Now let's talk about changing the temperature in your Wellis hot tub on your touchpad. So the temperature is very easy to control. There are buttons that allow you to change the temperature upwards, and then of course change the temperature downwards. Setting the temperature is just like setting a thermostat in your home. If you set the temp to 100 degrees, the tub will get up to that temperature, and then it will turn off and the heater will no longer run. There is no cooling mechanism, so if you're trying to turn the temperature down, the tub will have to cool naturally. Whatever you set the temperature to is what it will stay at until you change it. Now that you've set the temperature, you may notice that right below the temperature controls, there are some important messages that the touchpad will give you. It's going to tell you what water care mode you are in. It'll tell you if filtering and cycling is active. And if you're trying to heat the tub, it'll also periodically tell you what degree the tub is being heated to. So right now, I just turned up the temperature from 82 to 88. And right on the bottom here, it's telling me heating to 88 degrees. So pay attention to the messages on the bottom of your touchpad. They may also notify you if it's time to rinse your filter, if it's time to clean it in a filter cleaning solution, if it's time to change the water, or if it's time for a spa checkup. Moving on to another feature of the main screen of the touchpad, we move on to this button here. This controls your circulation pump, and on many Wellis hot tubs, it also controls your fountain jets. On this particular model, it simply turns on the circulation pump. As I said, on other models, it will have control over your fountain jets. So you may notice a few other things on your touchpad. The time, which you can set internally, and I'll show you how to do that, and also the Wi-Fi symbol. If your tub has a touchpad, that means it also has Wi-Fi, and you can set that up and have an app on your phone to control all of these functions from your phone or your tablet. All right, so now we've reviewed all of the basic features and functionality of the main screen. You'll also notice that you can toggle between other screens on both sides of the keypad. The most important feature of these toggles is the settings menu. So you can get to the settings menu by simply clicking on the gear, and it brings you to the settings menu. Within the settings menu, there are a few important things to note. The first one is water care. Within this screen, you have different water care modes. Your Wellis hot tub is set to standard from the factory, and that is the recommended setting. There are other settings for water care as well. What these settings do is they basically tell the tub to filter and cycle less often or at different times during the day and week. We don't recommend using these settings because you may develop water chemistry issues by switching to a different setting. However, the away from home setting can be useful if you are leaving your tub for a month or more at a time. You can put it in away from home. It sets it basically into hibernation mode, but make sure the water stays above 65 degrees. This setting is useful because you don't have to drain and winterize your hot tub if you're leaving it for an extended period of time. So now that you've clicked on reminders, we love this touchpad because it actually reminds you when certain maintenance tasks are needed to be completed. So you'll see here, it'll tell you once every 30 days to rinse the filter with a hose. Once every 60 days, it'll tell you to clean the filter in solution. Once every 90 days, it'll tell you to change the water. And once every 2 years, it'll tell you to have a spa checkup. Let's say that your tub reminds you it's time to do one of these things. Oh, let's go back. There we go. See how easy it is? Go back to reminders. There it is. Let's say that your tub tells you to do one of these maintenance tasks. Let's say that you do it. You just click on whatever task you've completed, and then you hit confirm, and it'll cycle back to its original timeline. So again, this tub will remind you when to complete these maintenance tasks, and it'll actually remind you right here in the bottom of the main screen when that task is ready to be completed. So within the settings menu, there are a few other important features to note. You have your date and time. There is also a keypad menu, and within that menu you can change your temperature units, you can change the way the display is oriented, you can change the contrast, you also can change the language, and then crucially, there is also a lock spa feature where you can put in a passcode to lock your spa. All right, so now that you know the features of the settings menu, let's go back to the main screen and talk about the buttons on the right side here. So you have 3 buttons on the right side, and let's talk about the features of each. The first button is your display inverter. So what this does, it allows you to flip the display around so it's facing inside of the tub. A very useful feature. And to switch it back, you just go back into it and hit normal, switches it right back. The next toggle button is your contrast. You can choose between day and night contrast. Clicking night contrast will slightly change the contrast, and clicking day contrast will boost it up if you're in a sunny day. And then you have the snooze button on the bottom. By clicking the snooze button, it will time out the touchpad. So even if you're operating the pumps, you can hit the snooze button, the pumps will still operate. This is useful if you have children or someone who can't stop playing with the touchpad. You can time it out and all the features will still operate as you click them. A standout feature on these touchpads is its Wi-Fi capability. There is an app you can download for any Apple or Android device, and then you'll have full control over your hot tub from anywhere. So let's take a look at what that looks like. I click on my app, and it brings up a screen that looks very similar to the main touchpad screen, and I have all of the same features and functionality on the touchpad on my device. So I can control the temperature, and I can control the pumps, and any other feature that is on your touchscreen. Whether you're a first-time Wellis hot tub buyer or you're curious about Wellis hot tubs, learning how to operate the touchpad is essential for enjoying your brand new hot tub. I hope this video has been helpful in teaching you how to control your Wellis touchpad.
Thanks, everybody.